Thanks, Basil. I just want to give you a bit of an insight into the Saturday afternoon team. We're a bunch of unique individuals.
Hello and welcome to episode 48 of the Unique Individuals podcast. Good to have the boys alongside me once again. How are we going, lads?
Lads, how are we? Should be a good episode, and can't wait for it as always.
Yeah, no, good to be here.
Cannot wait to get this one started. I've just woken up, as you can tell. My eyes are hanging out, but I'm in the beautiful Yarrawonga at the moment, living on 2 bars of reception. So hopefully I don't glitch out today. But living the life up here with James, my brother, and two other mates, Mitchy boy from the Unique Individuals basketball team, and Zach from work. So yeah, living it up here. But hope you boys are doing well back at home.
Thought he was going to take over the pod for a second, Mitchy boy, when he came onto your screen for a second. I thought he was going to run the show today, and yeah.
Okay.
I thought you glitched out for a second. I'm like, okay, this is a bit weird.
I didn't glitch out. All right, let's get straight into the pod then. I've kind of talked about what I've been up to, but let's get Hugo. Nice and short and sharp. What have you been up to, mate?
Oh, I just had a bit of pre-season footy training last night. First session back. Had a bit of fun. It was good to get around the boys again. And looking forward to Saturday. Got the footy trip on Saturday, so should be good fun.
Footy trip on Saturday. What's the go? Where you going? What you doing? What time? I suppose will you be back? Because sounds like it could be a late one.
Well, the plan is I won't have too many memories of the day. Think we started about 10 o'clock, going and getting a bus from Latrobe to the Yay races, and then stopping off at a couple of pubs on the way back. So I don't think I'll be back home to close to midnight in the end, but we'll have a good day.
Obviously this is your first season all wrapped up now, Hugo, but Connor's been here for 2 years now. Are you looking forward to some of Connor's antics on the bus? Do you reckon he'll be getting pretty loose on the bus?
I'm devastated, to be honest. He told me he was going for because this has been in the works for the last month or two.
No way he's not going.
And he's come to the realization that the idiot's double booked himself, and he's gone to a 21st in Adelaide this week.
Oh my!
So he won't.
Was that this week? I thought it was last week.
So he's going to miss it. The absolute spud.
Okay,
He's heard us there.
So now I'm just putting the pieces of the puzzle together, right? Because I realized what my question was going to be. It was going to be, obviously, we've heard infamous stories that we will not repeat on this podcast about you and alcohol, Hugo. But I thought, and none of us have been a part of it. So I thought that Connor was going to be the only one out of us that was going to see you in that state, which sounds like won't be the case. But now, we're hearing this, and I've pieced it together. I don't reckon the 21st is the reason why. I think it's because he's going to the WBBL on the Sunday as part of the media and doesn't want to turn up hammered to the day.
Oh, if that is the case, that's a genuine disgrace.
I respect Rhonda and all his inner sanctum stuff that he's doing, but you got to put the footy boys ahead of the inner sanctum stuff. You got to put the footy lad trip as number one priority.
Absolutely disgraceful.
And I will talk about my weekend later, but I managed to do that on Saturday. I had a big day Saturday and followed it up the next day. So it can be done. Rhonda, if my inkling is correct, that is disgraceful. And yes, I get you what the exposure, but these moments don't come around often. So pardon up.
We'll use that as a good segue. So what did you get up to on Saturday, Mansell?
So obviously every year for the last this second year running, I went to Steaks Day. I went to Steaks Day with Greg, as some of you may know and met before. Yeah, I can't say it was the best day on the punt. Definitely pretty woeful to say the least there. I had a decent win in one of the later races with a tissue. But it didn't yeah, I can say that yeah, I still didn't break even for the day, so it went a bit array there, but yeah, it was a pretty interesting day slash night. Like I'm on my way home and next thing I know, a fight's breaking out on the train, and we had to evacuate at Southern Cross, where yeah, some things happened there that I didn't want to I didn't want to see. And then yeah, then we yeah, went for dinner, went out that night, and yeah, then run it up the next day, as I said, at the WBBL, the Melbourne Derby, at Junction Oval, and yeah, very good view there from the media box. Pretty much you're in the offices and you're looking straight down onto the ground. It's just so good there, and got the chance to interview Annabelle Sutherland at the end of the game after what was a pretty impressive performance. Quick fire 24 and then 4 for 22 to help get the Stars over the line, and yeah, no, it was pretty good. But yeah, and then obviously, I mean, I've got Movember going at the moment. Got the mo. I don't know if some can see, but yeah, hopefully by the time this comes around, I don't have to zoom in on it. But yeah, it's getting there. So yeah, no, it's definitely been a great cause. Get around if you can. I'm doing it. Rhonda's doing it. Some of you might be doing it yourselves, but yeah, great cause. I'm gonna be trying to sort out some sort of initiatives over the last sort of 3 weeks or so of it. So yeah, so stay tuned for that, and yeah, life goes on. But you know, Owen, I suppose. What about you, mate? Obviously, that's not the front porch of your house, like you mentioned before. But yeah, I suppose talk through your week, and it looks like yeah, you're having some rain, I think, drop on you at the moment.
Yeah, as we speak at this moment of time, I've just a couple of drops are landing on the noggin. So yeah, well hopefully the weather. It's been great weather up here actually so far. But today's going to be a bit of a cloudy one. So no, hopefully we're okay. But no, loving it up here so far. So we're here till Friday. So um, yeah, just really nice peaceful vibes. It's what you want with the lads. But no, it's all good up here. But yeah, back at home, we played cricket on the weekend. Got our first win in the ones, which was really good. It was actually a really good day for the club as well. I think we had about 4 of the 5 teams winning. So successful day for the club. In honor of Mick Barclay, of course. We had a little memorial at the start of the day for him, which was a nice touch. And his funeral was yesterday as well, which I was able to get down to along with a few other boys from the club. So that was nice. But yeah, managed to get a few runs. Unfortunately, couldn't make a big score, even though it was an absolute beautiful deck to bat on at Myrtle Park. But Dave Houseman, shout out to Dave Houseman, 64 not out, absolute awesome innings. And Jolie Watts, he's the better Watts now, making a solid 21 runs in that partnership to get the win. So it is official, boys, that Joel Watts. People used to say, "Oh, you must be Owen's brother," but now it's, "Oh, are you Joel's brother now?" So they've changed it around a bit. So yeah, Joel's the main man.
And it sounds like it didn't take too much convincing for that to happen. You're saying it with quite conviction that Joel is the better brother, but it seems like you conceded defeat at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, look, I have a little bit of fight in me, thinking that maybe I am still the better Watts brother, but I mean, for his age, he's pretty good.
We love to hear it, but I'm glad you're still in it for the fight. even though it sounds like you might be fighting a losing battle, it's it's tough to it's tough. But yeah, I suppose yeah, and we've
Oh, and I
I've,
also got my first inner sanctum out after 4 months. Let's go.
that's right. Yes, on Friday, your article on Massimo D'Ambrosio came out, and yeah, got the chance to edit that. Pretty solid write for your first one. So yeah, good on you with that. And
Thank you.
and yeah, there is one thing I do have to mention as well. I think otherwise Blair and Connor are going to soak it up again. They are obviously not on this podcast, as you can tell. Shout out to them. Blair's probably told you 15 times where he is at the moment, so I'm not going to repeat that. And yeah, Connor is currently in Adelaide. But Hugo, I believe you've got some words.
Yeah, just on young Blair. There's been a few things that have caught my attention, and I was talking to Owen on Saturday at Mick Barclay's Memorial, and a few things came to light over his recent trip or continuing trip to Thailand. So I'm not sure how many people who listen to the podcast follow Blair on Instagram. Wouldn't recommend it. It's not great content, let's be honest. But on his first night that he lands, he posted a selfie on his story of him eating dinner with his lovely girlfriend. But so they've travelled what 8-hour flight or something? Basically
Yeah, it's about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
basically
half, I
halfway
think,
around the
mentioned.
world. Halfway around the world. You think you just land in Thailand, you try some like a nice Thai green curry or something that is of the Thailand cuisine, something very nice. What does he order? What will he see in the photo? A half-eaten burger with some chips that he could have gone 2 minutes down the road to get in Australia. What was he doing?
Oh, it is such a Blair thing to do. I mean, to immerse yourself in a different culture, then buy yourself a Big Mac with some fries on the side. I mean, it is a very Blair thing, but there's a few more definitely questionable things that he's done on this trip, which I don't know if we should out him on this podcast, but definitely a lot to talk
I
about.
think the worst one will
I
wait until
I
he
know
comes
Hugo, you
back.
got something.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
just want to quickly
fair.
say about the half-eaten cheeseburger. That was definitely taken post-meal, I think. I don't think he would have been able to get through the cheeseburger, but yeah, mate. I mean, just come on, mate. If you're gonna brag about being in Thailand, at least try some of
Yeah.
the cuisine and what's there to offer. But to save liquidation or litigation or anything like that, hope you're doing well, Blair, and yeah, safe travels. Yeah. Yeah, all right, let's jump to some sport talk, I'm guessing. We've got the we've got the Cricket World Cup that's currently going on. Australia somehow beating Bangladesh after Bangladesh posted 306, and Australia getting their 2 down with Mitch Marsh. 177 not out. Firstly, we'll start with Hugo. I don't know how much of this you watched, but I suppose your thoughts on that semi-final and how that went.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the highlights and it was good to see Mitch Marsh get a really good score. I know he's made one other ton this World Cup. So yeah, it's good to see him getting some form. So, and when you play someone like Bangladesh, you expect to win quite heavily, and it's always good the last game leading into the semi-finals to get some players into some form. So I thought it was a good win by the Aussies. Nothing spectacular, but good to see a couple of players getting some red hot form leading into the semi-final and hopefully into the final.
And Owen, Adam Zampa's performance again was crazy. 2 for 32 off 10 overs, leading wicket taker of the competition. Have you seen his tournament so far?
Hopefully you can hear me, boys. I've relocated to the golf buggy. Yeah, no, Zam's been really good. Zam's has been really good so far in this tournament. Yeah. I mean, I still like him, right? Obviously, but now that he's gone to the Renegades, it's kind of a piece of my heart's been ripped apart. So I'm annoyed that he's he's not playing for the Stars in this coming Big Bash season. But for Australia, he's an absolute beast. Definitely. I mean, the spinners have been performing up in the Indian pitches. But yeah, he's been clinical for Australia.
Yeah, no, 100%, and yeah, hopefully he continues that form. We've got two semi-finals coming up, starting tomorrow with India and New Zealand. Which, boys, I want to get your tips for the semi-finals and the finals. New Zealand a chance against India, or will India prove too strong?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a great match. I mean, you'd have to have India as your favourites. They haven't lost a single game in this tournament, and they're looking as good as ever. But New Zealand, I wouldn't write them off quite just yet. I mean, Kane Williamson's back in the side, and he's back at it, in good form. So again, I don't mind going in this game as an underdog. I'd have full confidence in New Zealand. I mean, India have themselves to blame if they lose. It'd almost be a choke if they get knocked out now. But yeah, obviously India would be favourites, but you wouldn't write off New Zealand. And yeah, they wouldn't. I don't think that they wouldn't mind going in this game as an underdog for sure.
So you reckon India's going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here you go.
But I wouldn't be surprised if New Zealand.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, I think India is going to be pretty hard to beat, especially when it's in India. As Owen said, they haven't lost, so they're pretty much favourite to win it all, really. But again, echoing Owen's words, New Zealand, they're a bloody good team, so you can't write them off yet. But I'd be tipping India to win.
Yeah, I was listening to a chat yesterday at SEM with former New Zealand cricketer Grant Elliott, and he was saying on New Zealand radio that I think what makes India tick at the moment is the fact that they've had consistency with their bowlers. They've got 5 bowlers that are just bowling crazy. I think you've got Bumrah, Shami, Yadav, I believe, Jadeja, and yeah, you've got some others there that have been contributing. But I think, I think they've got that consistency there, and yeah, like you said, Owen, it's India's to lose, and you definitely don't want to see them choke it. But speaking about choking, South Africa are playing in the next semi-final against Australia on the Thursday, and South Africa are yet to make a final after having numerous opportunities. I mean, I think I was going through it yesterday, and it's been through, I suppose, a bit of bad luck, I suppose, in a way. Kenya, I think, made it 1 year over them in 2003, which I found very interesting going back and looking at that. But yeah, I reckon Australia are probably going to get it done, provided that the weather holds up, because apparently if it's rained out, then if the match is abandoned, then South Africa win because they're the team on top, which is a rule that they have in the Cricket World Cup. So hopefully Australia get out there, get a result, because I reckon if they do, they're probably going to win this game. And yeah, I suppose, Hugo, do you agree, disagree, either or?
Yeah, I think we should beat South Africa. I think they beat us earlier on in the tournament, though. We weren't in such as good form at the start of the tournament as we are in now. So hopefully Australia win, and I think Australia will win. But that is interesting that South Africa's never made a final, given the power of their lineup that they had just from that mid 2000s to mid 2010s era with AB de Villiers, Morkane Morkel, Dale Steyn, Graham Smith, Quinton de Kock, as a youngster. It's quite interesting that all those names are legends of cricket, and they couldn't make a final, and they would have been favourites, I'm sure, in some of those tournaments as well, which is quite a surprise.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you reckon Australia's going to get it done.
Yeah, Australia should get it done.
Owen, what about you, mate?
Yeah, I agree with you, boys. Australia to get the win, but I feel like South Africa peaks probably pretty early in this tournament. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the top four sides in the finals are, well and deservedly to be in there. But yeah, I think Australia will get it done. I think it would be too strong for South Africa.
Yeah, I definitely feel though that I think I've been preaching about it all tournament. We've still got to find a way to play our best cricket, and we definitely haven't seen that yet. We've seen individuals play their best cricket, but we haven't seen the team play their best cricket. If that makes sense. It's easy to get it done, I suppose, against some of the lesser opponents, and I suppose a win's a win. But when it comes down to the crunch and everything like that, they're not going to be looking at who gets it done against the lesser opponents. It's top four for a reason. So we need to see that. All right. Well, another NBA week has come and gone, and when we talk about things that we want to have a look at, keep a close eye on, we have things that happen that are directly influenced by each other and then some that aren't. But this is as influenced as each other as you can get. I suppose the two teams we're going to talk about, Hugo, we've got the 76ers and the Clippers. One's on the positive end of the James Harden trade. One's on the negative end. You want to start with the negative end?
Yeah, obviously the Clippers haven't set the world on fire since they've got James Harden. They're on 5 since they've acquired James Harden, and on 4 when Harden actually plays. I don't think that many people are that shocked with this. I always thought it was a bit of an odd trade of him going to the Clippers with Russ and Kawhi and PG already there. They're all pretty ball dominant players and need the ball in their hands. So I never understood why they went and got James Harden when he's more of the same of what they've got. He doesn't fit. It was like Russ at the Lakers. He just doesn't fit and gel well, I don't think. Not to knock any of the players, because we all know they're superstars, but James Harden, wherever he goes, seems to be a bit of a problem, unfortunately for him. And he had a quote, his Clippers press conference where he said, I'm not a role player, I am the system, or something like that, which sort of just goes to show his thinking, unfortunately. I think he needs to sort of snap out of that and just be ready to play in the system, be ready to not have the ball in his hand, be a spot-up shooter, set picks and all that. So because then the Clippers will actually have a chance at winning. He needs to adjust his game style because he's proven he can't win on his own as the main guy. So he needs to rely on PG and Russ and Kawhi.
Yeah, and I think it kind of reminds you of a player that you create on 2K, for example, when you play whatever position you want, most likely it's point guard, and you just want to do everything yourself just to get the cloud and get up there as soon as possible. It seems like that's the case with James Harden. Whenever he wants to go to a team, he wants to do everything himself. Doesn't want to do the selfless things of playing defense. As we've seen the funny compilations and everything like that. I always think back to those Shaq Team clips where he's just standing there and his player just cuts right through the lane, gets the ball and stuffs it in. It's just hilarious. But I'm gonna look at the other end of the scale and the Philadelphia 76ers. Like, I think at the start of the season, I should have had this as my big call. The James Hardenless Philadelphia 76ers are going to finish higher than the Milwaukee Bucks. And if we look at them now, they're 8-1 to start the season. And they're 8-1 to start the season. And without James Harden, they just look like they're free. You've got Embiid and Maxey just, that 1-2 punch is just working so well. Maxey dropping 50 yesterday. Definitely the front runner for most improved player. Tobias Harris is providing some good minutes himself in a supporting third role, which is kind of like what he was doing at the Clippers actually before he came to the 76ers. So he's actually doing some bits and pieces there. But yeah, I'd be safe to say I'd be watching out for Philly at the moment. Got the win over Boston, which knocked them off the top. They've got some big wins in there, and they definitely are playing some good basketball. On that note, Owen, did you want to kick us off with some EPL action? Obviously big week there. Nothing short of controversies or upsets over there.
Definitely right. We'll start with obviously the Wolves. We'll get to Man United,
Stupid, mate.
mate. We'll get to Man United, Hugo. But now to kick off the match day 12, we had Wolves and Tottenham, with Wolves kicking 2 goals in the final moments of the game. Tottenham losing in typical Tottenham fashion, honestly. As much as we love Ange Postecoglou, his Spurs are starting to show the signs that, with all the injuries on their lists, that they're starting to struggle, losing a few winnable games that they should be winning. So that was a shock with a 2-1 loss. Man United with a 1-0 win against Luton Town. Very sketchy. Very, you wouldn't be confident with that win, Hugo. I mean, a win's a win, but Man United, yeah, they're still not. They still haven't got me sold yet with being a real fight for for top 4. But we'll move on. Everton with a 3-2 win against Crystal Palace. But I want to look at one game, boys. It was actually the last game of the match weekend.
Oh, what a game.
Chelsea Man City with a 4-4 draw.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. You don't usually see score lines like this. I think I was watching a video a couple of weeks ago with some crazy score lines, and I've heard I think it was 7-5 in Arsene Wenger's last game, 5-all in Sir Alex Ferguson's. We've seen some pretty ludicrous score lines, but this was no exception a couple of days ago. And with Chelsea, Chelsea just wouldn't back down. Man City seemed to have the answers, and even at the end, just when you thought that Rodri had scored the goal that had put them 4-3 up with 5 minutes to go, Chelsea get a penalty. And I love Pete Drew's line, which I listened to yesterday. City's boy is Chelsea's man, and it just summed it up so poetically. And seems so good. But what do you think of that one, Owen? It sounded pretty good to me.
Yeah, mate, yeah, what a match. They're the matches as a neutral fan that you love to see. 2 big teams, neither of them getting 3 points, so it's a perfect result, especially for the Liverpool fan with Liverpool beating Brentford 3-0. Mo Salah, what can that man not do? He's a absolute freak. But that comes a win for Liverpool, and good to see a 4-4 draw for the spectacle, and also because either of them get 3 points.
Yeah, well, Hugo, I know you wanted to mention about Man United. We kind of skipped over that a little bit, but an interesting stat that I found, as much as I think with you, Owen, they've been a bit sketchy at the moment. I think in the last 5 weeks, they've actually got the most points in the competition so far. I think they've got 12 points or something like that. I don't know after what happened, what sparked it or anything like that, but yeah, you're obviously happy in some way, even though you're getting these cheap wins.
Yeah, it's obviously good to see Man United getting the wins, but they are not convincing at all. We've played some pretty weak teams and have just scrambled over the line, which is pretty disappointing. And then seeing the Champions League as well, so being 2-0 up the other day and then losing was 4-3 in the end, or 4-2. It's not good signs at all. I think Højlund's quite a good striker and should be our main striker, but when we've got Anthony on the wing, he doesn't really hit him up enough. He doesn't pass him the ball. He's very hard to predict because he likes to do all these tricks and skills. It's hard to make runs to. And Garnacho looks to pass, but he often gets intercepted a lot. And I just feel really sorry for someone like Højlund because he's obviously a world-class striker, but we just haven't got the team around him apart from Bruno who can give him the ball, which is quite disappointing. But yeah, it's not looking too good for United, but I think we're 5th or 6th at the moment, so still in contention. So there's still hope, but not too much hope.
Well, yeah, I suppose on that note, Owen, to finish us off, mate, you can get back to sunbaking up there when the sun comes out.
No, that's right. Yeah, hopefully the sun comes out soon. But no, it's been a good episode, boys. Apologies for my internet connection. Hopefully the listeners don't struggle listening to this episode. No, good boys. Hugo, you enjoy your footy trip. Mansell, you enjoy
Whatever I'm doing.
going to the races again.
Yeah, I was supposed to go this weekend, but that's not happening. So yeah, time to save more money, I think. So yeah.
Yeah. And we'll wait for another Blair selfie talking about how good Thailand is, and we'll wait for Connor to send a photo of him at the WBBL finals. But other than that, hopefully everyone has a good week. Thank you to everyone tuning in once again. Again, we're not sure if we'll be back next week. It'll just be a day by day kind of decision. But we'll catch you guys all next time.
See you then.
See you then.